Grandpa,
Yeah?
tell me another story about Grandpa Butch.
Well, your great-great-grandpa Butch was once the principal of Lorin Andrews Junior High School.
I started in 1960, and I retired from the Madison school system in 1989. We had a lot of fun. We got the job done. That was the bottom line. You get the job done. But there's a couple ways you can do that. You can get the job done, and then when that bell rings, you split. And you don't have any interaction between the faculty. We had interaction, like I said before. We'd have parties together.
I'm Patty Shepard, and I taught at Lorin Andrews from 1976 till I think 1991-92 school year, so I was there for 15 years. There was an outstanding staff there, a group of people who really not only worked well together, but became close friends while they were there. People who really cared about children and wanted them to enjoy what they were doing at Lorin Andrews. But I think the greatest thing that made it special was we had an outstanding principal in Jim Gatchis. He was a marvelous man and a wonderful leader, and he probably taught me more about teaching than any course I've ever had.
My name is Gail Woods. I started teaching at Lorin Andrews in 1958 and retired in 1991. So I had 30 plus years in. I have all kind of memories here at Lorin Andrews, but first one that comes to my mind, I was a Spanish teacher, and I was having a party up on the second floor, and some of the football players made a piñata, and I think they made it out of cement. And we hit it, and the rope broke, and it went out through 2 or 3 windows and shattered them all over the driveway. And the principal at that time said, well, from now on you'll have to hold your Spanish parties in the gymnasium.
First teaching job was in 1955 at a little country school outside Delaware, Ohio. And I put in 2 years in Los Angeles, which was interesting. And then I came back to Massillon, 2 years at Jones, which is no longer in existence. And then I took a little bit of a vacation, and I started here at Lorin Andrews in 1963 and completed my teaching at Lorin Andrews in 1987. Not too long after I came to Lorin Andrews, they put on the science edition, which I was the first person and only one for quite a few years to occupy room 106. Right across the hall was the science office, which very shortly turned into a semi-teacher's cafeteria where we had a lot of camaraderie, just an opportunity to relax away from the students and enjoy our lunch together, and I might add, play a lot of cards. Had some great cribbage games here, which is my favorite card game. Just a lot of good friends, some of whom are still lifelong friends. One of my very most different memories, you might say. A lot of times people are asked, where were you when some major event in history happened? And I can remember one of my first memories of Lorin Andrews was being in a 9th grade science room on the 3rd floor of this building when an announcement came in over the PA system that President Kennedy had been shot. And you just sort of somehow never forget where you are when something like that happens. And that, of course, is just pure history to people nowadays, but it's one of my memories of Lorin Andrews.
I'm Don Green. I started teaching here in '72. I was a teacher of social studies at the 8th grade level and 7th grade level for 9 years. And then Jim Gatchis, who's a principal, there was an opening as assistant principal, and he came to me and asked me if I'd apply for it, which I did. And I was his assistant for 10 years, and then I became principal of Lorin Andrews for 9 years. The thing that makes Lorin Andrews unique is that everyone looked at their job as part of a job. There was no such thing as the principal up here and the teachers down here and the cooks down here. Everyone was here for the kids. We worked hard to make sure that the kids had a learning environment. There was structure, there was a lot of discipline, and the big thing is we had a lot of good kids. And the parent support was great, so it was a type of school, when once you got into it, you didn't want to get out because it was fun coming to school. There was always something to laugh about and always something to try to get over on one of your friends, so it was a good place to work.
Yeah, I'm telling you, she looks. Oh, that's Patty Shepard.
But that wasn't her name when I was in school.
Yeah, I think it was.
She got married. Yeah. Is she married?
I don't know.
Yeah, because I think she got married.
Hey, Butch.
Come here.
What? I'm pitching. Oh my God.
How are you?
Come on. Great. Oh man. She saved the money. Oh.
Thanks. Gosh.
Oh.
What a celebration.
Oh, hey, I bet we've had such a beautiful year already.
Really?
Yeah. I never, well, I knew it would be big once I saw it. Let's go say hi. Take care. Well, so it was fine.
At least the door for the windows. That's different.
Please! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! Look who's there! Where's Butch?
They're at the end.
Where's he at? Oh, Dino! Daddy! Oh, there. Am I on staff? Who you want? I'm on staff. Look at this! Mr.
One of your partners in crime, all this is.
West Side. Tony Martin's doing it. He's the music. He also has CDs up there. Great to put your car and listen to. And those are also $25, right?
For the movie.
For the movie is $25 for that. Be great Christmas gifts. Great for my retirement fund.
Hi, I'm Jody Snyder. I'm a secretary at Lorin Andrews, and I went to school here in 73, 74, and came back to work here in the office in 1994. I think what makes Lorin Andrews a special place are the people that work here. We're like a family. I've made a lot of friends here, and we're going to miss each other when we're gone. Some of us will still be together, but a lot of us won't. And there's a spirit here that they don't have at any of the other schools with the students and the staff.
I've been teaching totally in education about 37 years. Of that, 36 been in Massillon, and I've been at Lorin Andrews off and on for about 27 of those years. I was a Longfellow for a little bit of assistant principal and as a teacher, taught some night classes at high school. My first year was at Fairhouse High School. I think what makes Lorin Andrews special is obviously the people. Now, everybody has people, but one of the things that I've always done, I think has been done here, as we go our way to make sure that we have a staff that works together. I've gone all my way personally to make sure we have socialization, we have communication, we make decisions together, we become a family. I guess it's like a marriage. We've all married each other to a degree, and the fact that you have to work at making a good marriage. I think you have to work at making a good staff and a good school. I think that's what works here.
And I just want to say, I know a lot of you, I've gone to battle with for 3 years. We don't go to battle with you, and I never did discipline you because I disliked you. I disciplined you because that makes you a better person as an adult. But I was only as good as the people, your teachers, that come here every day and quote us. And you're very special. And just keep in mind, everybody here cares about you. I know some of you may not have pleasant things to say about me, and many of you, we've had some great times. But remember, not just me, all these people, whatever they do because they care about you. And we got a great staff of teachers and students, and I wish you all the best luck and thank you. As you can see, I'm kind of a softie. Thank you.
Well, I've been in education 16 years. I taught here for 6, and I've been an administrator here for the past 3 years. And of course, everyone knows that Butchie is my little brother.
Okay, I've been teaching a total of 26 years. Out of those 26, 15 have been here at Lorin Andrews.
Hi, my name is Chris Nussbaum. I teach band I've been teaching for 8 years, and I've been here at LA for 5 years, from 2000 to 2005. What makes Lorin Andrews so special is the camaraderie of the staff and the way we all get along with each other. And when somebody asks for help, we're all willing to pitch in. It's just a really great place to work and a nice bunch of people to work with.
I've been teaching since 1993, and I was employed by Master City Schools here at Lorin Andrews since 1996. Lorin Andrews is very special. I've taught at 3 different school systems, and Lorin Andrews feels like home. I enjoy coming to work. I like coming to work every day. I look forward to coming to work. It's just very friendly. People are willing to help you out no matter what. And I think that's all because of our leadership here at this building.
This is my second year teaching at LA, and I teach 7th and 8th grade students with learning disabilities language arts. This is the 5th school I've taught at, and what makes LA special is, I would definitely have to say, the staff. I've never been at in a school where everyone is so laid back and helpful. I think that definitely has to be attributed to our principals. I think both of them are incredibly flexible and understanding, and I think that kind of makes the whole staff work that way.
I've been teaching for 21 years. 14 of those have been here at Lorin Andrews.
I've been teaching about 10 years, and 8 of the 10 years has been at Lorin Andrews Middle School. Lorin Andrews is very special, not only because of the unique, diverse population of students that we have, but also the very, very close bond and relationships that we have with our staff. Our staff talk with each other, and we get along very well, and we have a nice camaraderie between the staff, and I think it works well, and it also shows in the different classrooms.
I started my teaching career in Massillon in the year 1977, and I came over here to Lorin Andrews in September of 1983. What makes Lorin Andrews special? Most teachers, I think, would probably say that the kids at the school make the school special, but from my experience, I think I would have to say not only the kids, but my extended family is what has really made it special. From the day that I came into this building, I felt like I was accepted by the staff. And after working in numerous buildings prior to coming to Lorin Andrews, I never felt the close feeling of what has been extended here. This has been a wonderful experience. It's something I just absolutely hate to give up. I always feel like we lose a staff member. It's really heartbreaking, and I'm just sorry to see all of this end, and I just
been in Massillon for about 9 years, and this is my third year in LA. I began in 1969. This is my 36th year in the school system, but at Lorin Andrews, 27 years. A family atmosphere here, that people genuinely care about each other, that it goes beyond your job responsibility. I think it almost borders on a form of love, that people do have a genuine care and desire to help each other out.
My name is Mitch Creekbaum. Went to school here in 1974 through 1977. Got to come back, coach football here from 1996 through the present, being the head football coach the last year here in 2004, 2005. It was very gratifying school year, sports-wise, particularly football. Had a great group of young men here the last last 2 years actually, but particularly this last year, and got to be part of something special the last Lorin Andrews Longfellow game, particularly the 2 games, and we were fortunate enough to win both of those. And very neat experience. I got to coach my son in that game also, being the last class too here, and very special season.
You can lift the cake up a little. You guys move out and picture quick. Don't dump it on the ground. Just tilt it up, Kathy. Can you do that?
At least have a video of it.
Didn't they do an awesome job?
They did.
Oh, it's awesome. It is. Yay! Yay! Wait a minute. Keep it down.
What a great turnout.
Keep your day job, Jody. Keep your day job. Oh, look at the balloons. Oh, no.
One
Hey.
second.
When did you get here? Oh, yeah.
I need a mark.
What years did you go here?
What years did we go here? 52. Around 52, 51, 48. Graduated in 57 from high school.
I graduated in 48 years.
48 years. He's a Longfellow.
I went to Longfellow. Yeah, that's right. At least you didn't go to McKinley. Oh, there you got one.
He still carries the mouse.
Melba!
I couldn't have planned that one any better.
Is this going to be on Channel 5 or?
Oh, no, you didn't.
Message, that would be.
Oh.
Great group of people.
Love each other, that's for sure.
I got you. Everything works out, and if you ever need us, you know we're in your family. Okay? Thank you. Yeah, hey, we got a few more. Thanks a lot. Full pork sandwich, please.
My Butch story is last year, being the new teacher, I was out on duty and I broke up a fight between two female students. And in the process, I happened to have to, actually put my hands on one of them. And the next day, Butch tells me straight face that the parent was going to come in and press charges on me, and that, I might have to get a lawyer. And he had me going with the entire staff in the office for at least a good 5 to 10 minutes. And it took all my strength not to cry, because I was sure I was going to not only get fired, but, go to jail for abusing children. So, and then, he kept me going for a while and then made me laugh. So then I realized I have to be really careful about what I believe from Butch, because he can tell a really good story.
There are lots of things we can say about Mr. Hose. Butch is one to add a story to every conversation. He can always add a story to every conversation, but I have two for him, about him. The first story is that when I was doing my internship last year for my principalship for administration, one day I saw that Butch was getting ready to discipline a child, and I peeked my head in the door and I said, "May I observe?" And he said, "No. I want you to come in here and sit down." And he got out of his seat, sat down next to the child, and ordered me to go to his seat and take care of the discipline problem. Put me right into the hot water, and I did fine. That's one of my favorite stories. But a more compassionate story that I would like to share is that he was very understanding and wonderful during my husband's illness. He liked my husband very much, and he would call all the time to make sure I was doing okay when I was off for my husband's illness. He even came to my house to see Bob, and it was right before he died. And so I just always will be grateful for that story, because Butch cared. And I think he is one of the most caring men. So thanks, Butch. I appreciate that. I'll be forever grateful.
The one thing that over the years of knowing Butch is very much concerned with the students. He wants the students to enjoy themselves in school. He is a people's person. Wherever Butch is at, he's got to talk. He would talk to a wall and get it to talk back if he thought he could get away with it. He's a doer. The front of the school, when we first started here, was to say it was in shambles. It was erosion and all that stuff. He started a fundraiser, and I think it was something like $12,000 to $14,000, counting the railroad ties and the landscaping, everything else that went into it. And as you can see now, compared to 20 years ago, the school has really changed out front. So it's because of Butch. Butch has been an active person at Lorin Andrews.
My favorite story of working with Mr. Hose is probably when we go on our trips with the students. I've been going on the trips for about 10 years now with him, and one time we were coming in early, so we stopped at a rest area to make phone calls, and I took a group of kids to the payphone, and they all used the phone, and then I used the phone last, and they left me. And the buses were pulling out of the rest area, and I was running after them, and they stopped, and Mr. Hose come running after me and kind of tried to make it like it was a joke, and I knew he wasn't kidding. They really did forget me, and I was really upset about it. And I didn't talk to him for a few days after that. And we've done a lot of that over the years. It's all been in fun, and I wouldn't trade those times for anything.
A number of years ago, we had a student who was a little person here at Lorin Andrews. And that was at the time when our Valentine dance was a much more elaborate affair than what it is today. In fact, the girls wore long gowns, and a lot of the boys came in tuxedos. And our student, who was the little person, was wearing a beautiful long pink formal. And I can still remember Butch picking her up in his arms and dancing with her. And it was so obvious that she felt like she just felt like a princess. And to me, that's just the perfect illustration of the heart that Butch has and how he goes out of his way to make everybody feel special.
Okay, what's your name?
Larry Brenner.
And what years did you go here?
1944 and 45.
What do you remember most about coming here? The friends, the teachers, how was it?
Good. Very friendly. L.T. Drennan was the principal. I had Miss Fudge for English. Algebra class, I can't remember him. And then I had Mr. Graver for what he teach. I forget what he talked about. I had him for in here. We rode the school bus in from East Greenville, Ohio.
Did you play any sports?
No.
Do you remember anything strikes you funny, or something you really remember from when you went here?
I remember one time a bunch of the football players took the algebra teacher and hung him out the window. They was big and strong. He was only a little guy. And he got on for them. They just picked him up and everything fell out of his pockets right down onto the ground.
What floor was that? Third?
Just for the fun of it. That was back in when I was here in 44 and 45. And it was comical. We had fun when we came here. We was especially when you come off of a farm boy, when you come in from out in the country, it's something new for you. And because out in the country you just had a 3-room school on one level. In here you had to climb steps and everything, but it was nothing to us though, because we was used to work, and we got a good education. I think most of the time if you didn't get a good education, it was your own fault, because biggest part of the time, I think that's even today, if a person don't get an education, it's his own fault, and he right down pat, he don't want to learn. And it was fun. I don't think I'd want to do it again, no, but Mr. Drennan was a good principal. He kept everybody in line.
I'm Pauline McKelvey McPeak. I was a student here in the early 30s, and then I came back to teach. I started my teaching here in 1941 and left to go to the high school in 1946. And in the meantime, he came in as a substitute teacher.
The last half of 1946.
And what's your name?
Arthur McPeak. I taught for 8 or 9 years down in the Industrial Arts Department. And both of those long rooms there all the way to the end of the building.
And how did you guys meet?
Well, just...
I guess in the hall upstairs.
And what year was that?
1946.
Probably.
Yeah, 1946.
I had already asked for a transfer to the high school when we met.
Would you guys like to say anything about Lorin Andrews or about your experience here?
Well, I taught under L.T. Drennan. He was the principal, and it was he who started me on hall discipline and so on. Every teacher had to stand outside the door when classes changed, when the kids were coming into class. And I've done that all the rest of my teaching life, which is totally...
I lost
The thing that I guess I want to say, I was grateful for the open house. I think I would have been sad if I'd driven down Tremont and seen that empty space next to Demers Hardware when the building does come down. And I want to just, thank everybody those first 15 years of my career for all the laughter and the joy and the support and the lessons that they all taught me. I always look back at that time as being a golden era, that there was a group of people on the staff. We had great kids. We had a wonderful time, and I hope that the new middle school will have an era such as we were able to have.
Lorin Andrews basically was a large part of my life. And the fellowship I had with the staff, I loved the kids because we didn't have the real rich kids. We had a lot of poor kids, but they were good kids. And my classes were good. I enjoyed the whole time of teaching. I told my wife when I first started, if I ever got up in the morning and hated to go to school to teach, that was the day I quit. Never happened. And I think it had a lot to do with the attitude of the kids and the parent involved. You got to have the parents involved. I love this school. I'm going to miss it.
I will greatly miss the people here. If there's one thing I miss is all the people I work with. I love them dearly. We have a very tight bond, and maybe we'll come back in some capacity or not, who knows what. But we have a special thing going here, and I will miss these people immensely. They've been so great to work with. They worked with me, not me with them. They worked with me. I think to sum up Lorin Andrews, it has been a special tradition in Madison on the west side. It was a community in itself. The whole west side and Lorin Andrews thing had a lot of successes academically, athletically, but it was part of the community. You had so many great families that were just basically solid middle-class families that made their kids behave, made their kids achieve, wanted something better for their students. And I think that because of that, you tend to attract a lot of good teachers that want to come here and be a part of it. I hope that's never forgotten because it is a special thing. It may be just a ghost of the past sometimes, but I hope it's a very pleasant ghost. That we never forget what took place here for the last 75, 80 years.
Oh, that's enough stories for right now. Maybe tomorrow I'll tell you how Grandpa Butch stuck his fist through the top of a school bus.
What was the name?
Wait, stop. Start again. Go.
Look at the camera.
Good look.
What was the name of the school building before it was Lorin Andrews Union School?
Go.
What year was Lorin Andrews opened? 1924 to 1925?
Was Lorin Andrews previously elementary school? Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Who served the longest tenure
Okay, stop for a second. Go ahead.
Who served the longest tenure as Lorin Andrews principal? Mr. Drennan.
Go.
When was the science edition built?
Wait a minute.
When was the science edition built? The science edition was built in 1962 and 1963.
What rooms were formerly home economic classrooms? I have no idea.
Read the answer now. Just go ahead and read the whole thing.
What rooms were formerly home economic classrooms? 103 and 104.
Everybody that worked hard to help us out with sports, football particularly, for me was working with Mr. Hose as the principal here, being the football coach. He was my football coach and teacher when I played here, so to come back that many years later and be the coach while he's the principal was very special because he had a big impact on me being involved in education and football.
When were the school office front doors and windows remodeled? 1991.
Where was the fallout shelter located? Basement.
Butch had a 7th grade class in 305. I had a 9th grade study hall in 304. And all of a sudden, in the study hall, they're working. All of a sudden I hear this noise banging up against the wall. Bam, bam, bam. You know, kids all looked at me and I said, oh, that's Mr. Hose again. He's over there messing around. So all of a sudden the door opens and here's Timmy Mannion, George Rocknick, and Gibson, the 3 students, with Butch. And Butch comes in and he says, would you like to see big time wrestling? I looked at the kids and they, yeah, kids wanted to see it. They wanted to see it. Hey, anything to get out of the study hall a little bit. So I said, yeah, I suppose so. And then all of a sudden, Mannion and Rocknick grabbed Gibson, swinging forward and throw him against the blackboard. Now what he was going to do, he was going to take his hand, make a noise on the blackboard like he was hitting the mat. Well, he hit the blackboard, he put a hole about that big in it, a round hole. Just, you could go right back and see the brick. I was very upset. I was mad. And I had the 3 boys in class later that afternoon. So they exited real quickly back to Butch's room. Butch was standing down there, and I couldn't say what I really wanted to tell him. My 9th graders, they wanted to laugh so bad, but they knew they better hadn't. So they're sitting there almost busting at the gut, trying to keep the laughter in. Butch, well, Mr. Gaius, he was the assistant principal, Jim Gaius. And he had evidently been down the hall and he heard the crash. So he come running down the hall. Comes in the room and he sees that hole. And he says, what happened? I said, would you believe heavy chalk?
I don't know how any of us ever had a first period class when I was up on 3rd floor, because Butch would come down the hall and George Williams would come down the hall, and Joel Vogt was out there, and then I'd go outside, and there are many days I don't think we actually went into the classroom until about 8:30, but we were having a nice time out there, and that was the fun part about it, that we got along so well with each other and just had a good time. We all had a good time. We were lucky to have good kids that were there, and kids that we had fun teaching. And I think that also made it such a special experience for all of us there.
One special memory I have of Butch Hose is the hose nose, and he has this fake pair of glasses with the nose, and the nose is hooked up. It's got a hose that runs down. He's got a push button, and he'll look at you, and water will come shooting out. He always jokes about that and tries to get all the girls with the hose nose. Also, really going to miss this building. Really going to miss the architecture and the character of the building. This stage and auditorium has been a great place to perform in. Can only hope we have a great environment at the new building.
We go to breakfast often, and some of them go every Friday. And this one particular Friday, Jody came in and she said, well, he fired me one more time. And what was funny about it is that I said, he told her to clear the desk. And so I said, Jody, get that box and clear your desk. Go ahead, let him think you really did leave. So she cleared her desk off and she disappears, and Butch comes in and he says, where's Jody? I said, well, she said you told her to clear her desk off, and I said, she really took it serious this time. He goes, oh, baloney. Where's she at? And I said, honestly, I says, she left. He goes, I saw her driving away. He says, she didn't leave. And I said, well, I'm just telling you what she said. She came in, she was angry, and she cleared her desk off, so I don't know what else to tell you. So he disappears into the building. He goes down the hall, talks to some teachers, whatever. Then Jody sneaks back in, but I got busy in here, he got busy, and I don't even think I saw her come back, but the announcements were made and kids got called into the office, and there were 3 boys, and Butch says, okay guys, go in there and sit down. So they go in and they sit in his chairs. Now all of you know how his chairs are from his desk. And he walks into the office and he walks behind his desk and he's standing there with his hands on his hip, like this. And he said, okay, now I want to know what went on. And all of a sudden, him not even knowing, Jody was under the desk, and she looks up at him and goes, and he got so flustered, he quickly had to get the kids out of the office. I'm going to need to talk to you in just a minute. And he scoots them back out of the office so Jody could get out from under the desk. It was the Hozinski scandal.
Well, Butch always has a story for you. Many stories I do remember always makes me laugh, but the one that probably makes me laugh the most is when he actually punched a hole through the top of a bus. So that was probably one of the most, one of the funniest stories that I've heard from Butch. But Butch always does have a great story, and he also tells unbelievably great jokes.